Next up, it's Dr. Umar again. This time he weighs in on the Shedeur Sanders draft day debacle, or I should say, draft days. You see, Shedeur Sanders wasn't chosen highly in the draft because the NFL discriminates against black players. Or was it to embarrass his dad? Now, I know we had a lot of fun watching Dr. Umar's two brain cells twerking while he tried to paint Karmelo Anthony a hero. But his take on the Shedeur Sanders draft is going to make that look like the philosophy of Plato in comparison. Hello out there. I am trying to get through.
With cold, blunt analysis cradled in the warmth of reasoning, it's time for Johnny Walker Dread to straighten you out on a thing or two. Emanating all the way from exciting Las Vegas, Oklahoma, it's time for the Johnny Walker Dread Show.
How you feel about this situation with Shedeur Sanders, him getting drafted in the 5th round?
The Shedeur Sanders scandal, as I'm going to call it. Not a scandal on his part, but a scandal on the racist NFL part.
Yeah, that damn racist NFL. When are they going to integrate? I think it's long past due for black players to get an opportunity to share in the NFL revenue.
To me, is a reminder to every black man in America. No matter how rich, no matter how wealthy, no matter how famous, you are still a ninja in this society. And you better never forget that. First of all, Shedeur Sanders was my favorite college football player for the past couple of years.
No wonder no one picked him. I can imagine an owner saying, Shedeur Sanders is still available? Well, we need a quarterback. Hey, and the kid's got talent. What? He's Dr. Umar's favorite player? Ah, fuck. Okay, let's pick the punter from Slippery Rock.
He's probably going to be my second favorite football player behind Jalen Hurts. I even heard that the Eagles were interested in him. But I believe, allegedly, that the NFL owners got together. And I do believe, unlike my good brother Stephen A. Smith, and I do believe, unlike my good brother Stephen A. Smith, that NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, I believe, allegedly, was also involved on this scandal to embarrass, humiliate, and sabotage both Deion Sanders and his son Shedeur on draft day. I believe that all 32 NFL team owners and their executives and NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, I believe they all came together in a KK Ku Klux Klan type of clandestine meeting, and they decided, allegedly, I believe, that they were going to embarrass, humiliate, and sabotage both Deion Sanders and his son, Shedeur Sanders, on draft day.
Yeah, that must be it. I mean, it's a Ku Klux Klan kind of meeting. I guess they have their torches and their robes and the crosses and everything, and they've all got together, the NFL owners and Roger Goodell and their executives, maybe 100 people. They all got together and decided to take a chance of risking their entire bottom line and being convicted of a federal crime for collusion just to own the Sanders. Okay, so let's make this a quiz question. Now, this question isn't aimed at my subscribers. You guys are all intelligent blokes who would have no problem answering it correctly. This is for Dr. Umar's followers. Here it is. The NFL owners and all their executives have all decided to join in a meeting to collude on an important personnel decision. They risk being sued into poverty and going to jail if anybody finds out about this meeting. They will most likely collude for what purpose? A. Deny Shedeur Sanders a high draft pick to embarrass his dad, or B. Lower the salary cap to make millions and millions of dollars. Now, we all know that Dr. Umar's army of boneheads would choose A. So let's see. Nope. The answer is B. I guess making tons of money is just more important to NFL owners than sticking it to a former NFL player who hasn't been in the league for over 2 decades. Oh, by the way, if you say allegedly, you don't have to say believe. In fact, it doesn't even make sense. It's kind of weird.
Everybody who is anybody, Art, in the world of sports, whether you are amateur, novice, professional, expert, everyone had Shedeur Sanders being picked in the top 10.
I noticed you didn't say anything about general managers. Not everyone. Not those doing the picking.
Nobody had him sliding out of the top 25. Nobody.
Except those doing the picking.
Anywhere, anyhow, had Shedeur Sanders out of the top 25. Most had him in the 10. Some people like myself had him in the top 3. Some had him as number 1. Because as you know, the quarterback position is one of the toughest positions to fill on any football team, let alone NFL.
No, it's no more difficult to fill than any other position. For example, all those teams were able to fill their quarterback position. They just didn't fill it with Shedeur Sanders. Well, one did. And the identity of that team is a joke that writes itself as well.
Travis Hunter goes twice. Congratulations to Travis. I'm happy for him. Cam Ward, University of Miami. He goes first. Congratulations to Cam Ward. I'm happy for that brother. Wish him the best. Him and Shedeur was really the toss-up for number 1. Who would be 1? Who would be 2?
The answer turned out to be whichever one was less assholish would be picked number 1. As for the other one, well, we all know what happened to him.
Him, Shedeur, and Travis were assumed to be the top 3 picks. However order they came, most people thought Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter. So we're watching the NFL draft. And by the way, everybody watched the draft to see where Shedeur was going. Cam Ward went 1. Travis went 2. The only person left, Art, to watch to see where they fell was who? Shedeur Sanders. So guess what? No team selected him in the first round. Even teams that needed a starting quarterback and teams that needed a good backup quarterback. Second round comes. No teams again. Third round comes. No teams again. Fourth round comes. No teams again. And then in the 5th round, Art, Shedeur Sanders, one of the easily top 5 best football players in college last year, the only quarterback, the only one last year, Art, to complete 80% of his passes, an FBS record. Shedeur Sanders was the only quarterback to complete 80% of his passes in the entire FBS, and he doesn't get selected until number 144.
144? Ew, that's so gross. I can guarantee you that Dr. Umar's followers didn't get the joke.
144. He was at the bottom of the first half of all of those who were drafted. Out of 230-something draftees, Shedeur comes in at 144. Nobody can convince anybody that Shedeur was only the 144th best player in this year's draft.
I wouldn't get too carried away with that nobody and anybody argument. Evidently, somebody convinced somebody that he was only the 144th player. The other 31 didn't even think he was that good.
You know what this was, Art? This was the NFL plantation slave masters. This was the NFL's plantation slave masters coming together to remind Deion Sanders, Shedeur Sanders, and Black America that you have no say-so here. You have no power here. And if you ever think that you are our equal, we will destroy you.
So the NFL owners are slave owners, and NFL players are slaves. Now, let me think about this. I have one question. Can I be a slave? Because if NFL players are slaves with their multi-million-dollar contracts and chicks galore and endless parties and celebrity fame, then what does that make me?
Art, by sabotaging Shedeur and pushing him to the 5th round, they sabotaged his pay. They sabotaged his pay. A top 3 pick in the NFL draft is guaranteed, Art, usually to get a contract worth at least $40 million. Easily. Top 3 pick, $40 million or greater. Shedeur ends up number 144 of the 5th round. He may get a $4-5 million pick.
Well, look at the bright side. That leaves more money for the other slaves on the plantation.
In the grand scheme of things, not a big deal, Art. Why? He already has an NIL deal. His father just signed a nice contract. His brother Shiloh, I believe, is a walk-on at Tampa Bay. They're going to be all right. They're not hurting for money, but that's not the point, Art. They had no right to embarrass and humiliate and sabotage the Sanders family like the way that they did. Now, everybody knows I did not appreciate the way Deion Sanders left Jackson State. Everybody knows I did not appreciate the way Deion Sanders left HBCU Jackson State. But that's in the past now. We can't do nothing about it.
Well, the draft is in the past, so why not forget about it? And was there a problem with Deion leaving Jackson State? Deion is coaching at Jackson State, a run-of-the-mill third-tier program with no money and no prestige, and he bolts to pick up a job at an FBS potential powerhouse for a huge pay raise and enhanced celebrity stardom. And he was expected to stay at Jackson State? Okay. Seems kind of dumb to me. But then look who we're talking about.
I stand in solidarity with the Sanders family over this because this is wrong. And whether it's Shannon Sharpe or Karmelo Anthony or Shedeur Sanders, an attack on any black man is an attack on every black man. This was wrong.
This is the kind of shit you lay down when you're trying to get out of jury duty. Your Honor, I don't think I can fairly judge the actions of the accused. You see, he's white. Well, I'll tell you what, let me just play this clip. But let's put it to the test. Any attack on a black man is an attack on all black men, right?
Lashes also go to Shannon Sharpe, because Shannon Sharpe on national television said he didn't even want to go to a HBCU. He wanted to go to a PWI. And every time celebrities try to do something good, black people want to beat them up. I beg your pardon, Shannon Sharpe. I know that you don't date black women. You have no loyalty to black women. Now you want to tell the world you have no loyalty to the HBCU. If you didn't want to go to Savannah State, you keep that to yourself, you Negropean. You don't tell the whole world that you didn't want to go to a HBCU and then try to chide the black community for asking Deion Sanders to have a little commitment.
And I'm hoping that Deion and Shedeur will sue the NFL for racial discrimination and collusion against Shedeur on draft day. This ain't the end of this, Art. They need to sue. Do not let this go, Deion. Do not let this go, Shedeur. Do not let this go.
Let it go, Deion. Let it go, Shedeur. Because you don't stand a prayer of convincing a jury of 12 that you didn't get drafted high because you're black. Speaking of letting it go, I'm going to let it go because I don't know how much more of this I can take. But I'll cut a part 2 if you're interested. Believe it or not, he gets even dumber. Like my video and subscribe to my channel.